The Portuguese thought they owned the coast of Africa. They thought their ships were floating fortresses that no tribal leader could touch. They were wrong, because Queen Njinga Mbandi wasn't just a warrior, she was a master of the long game. And in 1641, Njinga knew she couldn't beat the Portuguese alone. So she played a deadly game. She invited the Dutch, the second wolf, into her territory. Njinga had spent years fighting a guerrilla war in the mountains, but she saw the slave ships in the harbor and realized, to win, she needed a navy. She reached out to the Dutch, the bitter rivals of the Portuguese. It was a deal with the devil, but Njinga was the one holding the contract. She offered the Dutch trade and land in exchange for a naval blockade that would cut the Portuguese off from their supplies. For the next 7 years, Njinga played a high-stakes game of maritime chess. While the Dutch ships sat off the coast, preventing Portuguese reinforcements from landing, Njinga's Amazon warriors struck from the jungle. The Portuguese were squeezed between the deep blue sea and the sharpest spears in Africa. In 1847, at the Battle of Kombi, her plan reached its climax. The Portuguese were massacred. For a moment, it looked like the slave trade in her region was dead. But history is rarely kind. When the Dutch eventually made peace with the Portuguese in Europe, they sailed away, leaving Njinga to face the colonial machine alone. She didn't surrender. She retreated, rebuilt her kingdom, and forced the Portuguese to sign a peace treaty in 1656 that recognized her as a sovereign queen. Njinga Mbandi proved that you don't need a ship to win a naval war. You just need to be the smartest person in the room. She remains the only leader in history to successfully pit 2 European superpowers against each other to save her people from the chains of the Middle Passage. If you value powerful stories of resistance and independence, subscribe to Histent, where forgotten history fights back.